Hi everyone, welcome back to Crochet Rocks, and this is my Aldi yarn quest because Aldi had a yarn event, and all I can say is what was the good of me destashing? Seriously, I have no idea why I even bothered. I'm going to disappear under a mountain of yarn now, and well, so much for destashing. That's what can I do, you know. Yarn, isn't it? And too good to pass up. So what did I get? Well, thankfully I didn't just go frivolous purchasing. Well, I did a bit, but not drastically frivolous purchasing. But before I show you, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. So the first one I got was this, and this is functional for me because we've got a little baby boy going to be born in the family. So this yarn I got specifically for that, and something else, another project that popped into my head while I was in the store. Now this is called Just Chunky Yarn Sky. It is a beautiful colour blue. You know I'm a bit of a sucker for blue, so it is gorgeous. Now I'm not sure if they're going to have much on the yarn band. 100 grams, 50 meters approximately, 100% acrylic. It is really soft. It is lovely and soft, in fact. But that's a chunky yarn, so so they say a bulky 5. But as you can see, that is quite a fat strand. So, you know, that could be considered, some yarns would consider that a super chunky. But I did buy this yarn in one of the previous yarn events. It is absolutely gorgeous with lots of lemon, and I haven't used it yet, but whenever I see it I think I must make something with that. But this, I've decided I'm going to make a nice chunky baby blanket, and the only criticism I've got of Aldi's yarn event with all of this is that they had no white. There was no white in these chunky balls. That's not to say other stores might not have the white. I don't know. I've not looked on the website. It's 30-degree wash, but that's all you can do. You can't do anything else. There are the instructions for you to see. Now, they used to have patterns on the reverse of the yarn band, but I'm not sure if they do now. So I'm going to put this away as I go because I've got 2 bags to show you. I've not done very well in removing some of this. So, yeah, didn't do too well there. I'm supposed to have emptied all of this out so that I could transfer this one as we go. Nearly there, guys, nearly there. So, you know, while I'm doing that, you know, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. All that stuff. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, 6 for one project and another one for another project that popped straight into my mind. Bear with me a second. Earlier on I did manage to drop a ball of yarn. Aha! It's got a mind of its own. Okay. Then I looked and they had the chenille, and I thought, I bet that's that stiff, rough, horrible chenille. How wrong was I? How wrong was I? This is so much better than the chenille they used to do. They have been known to do that willowy, soft baby chenille, but this is absolutely gorgeous. And what a lovely colour. I love kind of peachy colours and pale oranges. I love them. I really always love that colour in yarn. Very seldom do I make anything, but they usually it will be a variegated and it will have it in. So let's see what the yarn band tells us about this. This just says baby yarn peach, so I would say strand wise it's about the same. It's flatter. It's a flatter kind of more ribboned vibe with the tufty kind of chenille. I'm explaining this really well, but they're calling this a 9 weight I think if you watch my recent Poundland one, the yarn bands for Poundland and Aldi, they do leave a lot to be desired. It's either, I'd say it's a bulky 6 or a super chunky. Chunkies can tend to be much thinner, so and it's not mega thick, but you know, it is. It's kind of like ribbony. I'd say a super chunky. Slightly bigger than a chunky, I would say. Okay, do we have a name for this colour? Because it is gorgeous. And they've called it nothing whatsoever. No. There is a pattern on the reverse of the label. I saw that in very small writing. Oh, peach. Gorse, I saw it in the beginning, didn't I? And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. They had loads, but I did buy quite a lot of yarn as it was. And then they did have some white, so I got a couple of these white ones, and they are identical, very, very squishy, really, really lovely. The real soft, sheeny baby one they did was, I'd say, softer, more drapey, but this is beautiful. Certainly could, you could do this for a baby, absolutely, because it is beautiful. And that is a white one. So I'm just going to pause it for a second while I bring my next bag in, and I'll show you the rest. There's quite a lot. As if by magic, all changed, but I did have 3 of those. I missed a ball in there, but yeah, 3 of the white, which is handy. But sadly, the big, thick, super chunky, which they call chunky, I think, didn't have any white, which is a bit sad. So then they did the cakes, and they're this year. They are quite tightly wound, and they are called Rainbow Yarn Brights. So this is one of them. I didn't buy much of this because it's quite scratchy. I have to say, much scratchier than I'm kind of used to, but I think this would be great for making, say, something like covering your garden chair, if you want to do that. You know, it seems quite durable, but it's not willowy soft. I don't think I'd want to wear it as a scarf or anything like that. So let me tell you about it. I always find their cakes just a bit on the rough side for me. Some people love them, they swear by them, but for me, they're not. So the 100 grams gives you 175 meters, 80% acrylic and 20% wool. I can certainly feel that wool. While I was in there, I met a lovely lady who was buying, well, Dad was buying it for her, some of this, but in a different shade for her to make him a pullover. And yeah, got chatting, and hopefully she will find my channel. She said she would try. So rainbow, and this is called Brights. Let's see what the band says. It's 30-degree wash, but nothing else. And there you go, that's the cakes. So I only got a couple so that there was enough to maybe do something. Interestingly, this one feels a little softer, but it certainly isn't soft. Maybe it would soften up after wash, but that's the one that I chose. It is bright, but on the other hand, it's a more subdued than, say, Poundland Brights, which is really bright in your face. So that one's not so much. But they didn't stop there. No way. I happened to pick up some of this chenille, and oh wow, wait till you see this. This is phenomenal. This is even squishier soft than the other. You remember some time ago I did buy some that was really, really drapey and super soft with the sheen that I mentioned before. I don't think it's quite as soft as that, but it is softer even than the previous chenille, which is soft enough, believe me. But this one is called Baby Yarn. And this is called Pink Peach Stripe, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Now they're hang on, maybe calling it a 6, you know, it's not. It's not a 9, it's upside down. Silly moo, it's a 6. So yes, super chunky, super bulky if you're across the pond. Oh my word, whoever said I was professional anyway, I didn't. Pink Peach Stripe. Oh goodness gracious me, do I feel an idiot now? Yes, is the word. Okay, 100 grams, 95 meters, which is good, which is better than the other, I have to say. 100% polyester. But that is absolutely the squishiest, and it's got some really lovely colours from this kind of mulberry and kind of pale peachy and then darker. Oh, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So I got 1, 2, and you can see more of the oranges on that one. 3, 4, 5. I would say yarn boobies, but I didn't. 6. Anyway, then the first one I saw was this colour, and you know how much of a sucker I am for blues. So as soon as I saw this one, I grabbed a few. In fact, I grabbed all they had because this was all they had left. This was obviously by far the most kind of what's the word I'm looking for, popular of colours. If today was the first day of the yarn event, I'm filming this on the 25th, and I went there, I thought I won't go there crack of dawn, you know, as soon as they open the store or something. I went at 12 o'clock. So they've probably been open a couple of hours, and because I'm sure they open at about 10, half 10, something like that. And they had 2.5 big bins that they had their yarn in. And by the time I got there, this bin was on its last bits. And so I got all there was of this one, and I got a little bit more of the peach pink. But this one, and that lovely lady I mentioned earlier, scrambled all the way across the back part of the bin to get me one because it was too far out of my reach. She was more dexterous than I. So anyway, let's have a look. This one's called Blue Green Stripe. It's got more of a mauve and blue, I would say, but it has got a little bit, a hint of a teal and a tealy green. So, but the rest of the information is all the same. And again, there is a pattern on the band, but I don't know what it is. That is beautiful, and I could only get 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and that was all they had. I may be lucky elsewhere that they might have had more stock in the first place, or not so many crochet and knitters where they live. So where's my blue? Remember this one? This is absolutely gorgeous, super chunky yarn. It really is. I can't sing its praises enough. And as soon as I saw all these colours, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a blanket with all of these colours. So I got 1 ball for that, and then I got this one. So remember, this one was the one we saw earlier, and this is beautiful. It's kind of like a fuchsia pink, but not too bright, so it's not crazy bright. So let me see if I can tell you. This one is called Sugar Pink. Isn't it gorgeous? So a little refresher of your memory then, that these are and there is a pattern on the band again. These are 100 grams, 50 meters, and 100% acrylic. So yeah, isn't that a gorgeous color? So I'll put it away now. I got the blue and the pink, and then I have loads of this one. I do from the last time. It's showing up really bright on the monitor, but it's not. It's more of a subtle. There you go. It's more subtle than that. It's about that kind of colour, but it really is very beautiful. I love this one, and that's called Lemon. So I got the blue, the pink, and the lemon, and then I saw this one, and this is lovely, isn't it? It's a beautiful green. It's not quite mint, but it is what they call jade. Well, very light jade, I would say. And then there was this one. They're all kind of muted. They remind me of, do you remember Starburst sweets, you know? The colours of those, that's what they remind me of. When I was a child, we called them opal fruits. But that is exactly the colours that these remind me of. Absolutely beautiful. Really lovely. And so I got 5. Had they had other colours, I would have got them. This one, the colour is called Peach. So there we are. That is all I got. And I say all I got, there's quite a lot there. The reason I didn't buy any of their DK or any of their Aran was because it wasn't anything to write home about. The colours of the Aran were all dark, you know, dark blue, dark red, dark green, which is fine if that's what you want. But I would never really... And there was one that was kind of denim blue, which I might have used, but I've got so much Aran yarn I didn't really need to buy it. And the DK ones, they were just regular DK. They had red, they had all the... but they were kind of, again, more darker colours. So I didn't go for those because I didn't need them and it would just take up space. Whereas I am definitely going to make... I've got a blanket in my brain that is itching to come out. The only criticism, as I said, there wasn't any white, but that just might be that they had all gone, or perhaps that store didn't have it. I will check online to see if they have any of the white, but if not, I would just have to find a comparable one to bring in and make that blanket. I possibly should have got more than that, but we'll see. I can always try and get more. I know I've got the yellow, and I might not need all of that blue for the other project, so then again I might need more. So we'll see, but that's what I bought. I really liked it this time. Sometimes the Aldi events have been a little bit not so much this time. The only yarn that I nearly didn't pick up was this one, and that is because it has that wool roughness that it's quite a lot of wool content. Normally I pick up a yarn and I'll say, for instance, Hayfield Spirit or whatever, and it might have some wool content in it and I can't feel that wool. But as soon as I touch this, I can feel that wool. I can feel it. So yeah, that's my little yarn quest for Aldi yarn event. And wow, I really like it all. I want to get itching on it now, and I'm itching to get on it now, should I say. Too excited to even speak properly. Anyway, as I said before, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and hopefully I'll find another yarn quest soon, and I'll see you there. Bye for now.